2025 is here, and I need you to hear me loud and clear this year. It's not about them. It's not about their opinions, their goals, or their timelines. This year is about you. For too long, you've been distracted, caught up in the noise, comparing yourself to others, worrying about what they think, chasing someone else's idea of success, but no more. Cut the noise. The world is louder than ever. Everywhere you turn, there's someone trying to tell you who to be, what to do, or how to live your life. It's in the endless scroll of social media, the unsolicited advice from people who don't know your journey, and the constant pressure to meet standards that were never meant for you. If you're not careful, that noise will drown out your own voice, the one that truly matters. Cutting the noise means taking back control of your mental space. Think about how much energy you waste trying to keep up with what everyone else is doing. You see someone posting their perfect life online, and suddenly you feel behind. You hear someone's opinion about what you should do, and you start second-guessing your choices. This noise isn't helping you, it's holding you back. And the truth is, most of it doesn't even matter. Social media is one of the biggest culprits. It's a highlight reel, not real life. You're comparing your struggles to someone else's curated version of success. That's like comparing your behind the scenes to their finished movie. It's not fair, and it's not productive. If scrolling leaves you feeling drained, jealous, or inadequate, it's time to step back. Limit your time online, unfollow accounts that don't inspire or uplift you, and remember that your journey is unique. But cutting the noise isn't just about social media, it's about the people around you too. Who's in your ear on a daily basis? Are they building you up or are they tearing you down? Sometimes the people closest to us, family, friends, colleagues are the ones contributing the most to the noise. They mean well, but their doubts, fears, and judgments can cloud your vision. It's not about cutting people off completely, it's about setting boundaries. Protect your energy by limiting how much weight you give to opinions that don't align with your goals. Even your own mind can create noise. Negative self-talk, overthinking, and replaying past mistakes are forms of internal distractions that can derail your focus. You need to learn how to silence that inner critic. When those thoughts creep in, challenge them, replace them with affirmations that remind you of your worth and your ability to achieve. Train your mind to be your greatest supporter, not your biggest obstacle. Cutting the noise also means simplifying your life. Sometimes the chaos comes from trying to do too much at once. You're chasing 5 different goals, saying yes to everything, and spreading yourself so thin that you can't make progress in any area. It's time to prioritize, focus on what truly matters, what aligns with your purpose and values, let go of the rest. When you cut the noise, you create space for clarity. You give yourself permission to think, feel, and move without distraction. It's not easy, distractions are everywhere, but it's necessary if you want to focus on yourself and achieve your goals. Stop competing, start building. Too often, we waste precious energy competing with others, measuring our worth by how we stack up against them. It's exhausting, and it's a losing game. Why? Because you're running someone else's race. Their path isn't your path. Their timeline isn't your timeline. The second you shift your focus from what others are doing to what you're building, everything changes. Think about it. Every time you compare yourself to someone else, you're giving away your power. You're saying, their success defines my success, or if they're ahead, I must be behind. But that's not how growth works. Life isn't a race where only one person wins. It's a journey, and your only competition is the person you were yesterday. When you waste time looking at someone else's achievements, you're taking time away from your own. The truth is, you don't know what it took for them to get where they are. You see their highlight reel, but you don't see the sacrifices, struggles, and setbacks behind the scenes. And even if you did, it doesn't matter because their story isn't yours. The only thing you need to focus on is your own progress. What are you building? What are you doing today to get closer to your goals? Building means pouring your energy into creating something meaningful for yourself. It could be a skill, a business, a healthier lifestyle, or even a stronger mindset. Whatever it is, it's about taking action that moves you forward, not sideways. Competing with others is a distraction. Building something for yourself is a purpose. And when you're focused on building, you're not worried about who's ahead or behind. You're locked in on your own mission. There's a certain freedom in letting go of the competition. When you stop worrying about what others are doing, you free yourself from unnecessary pressure. You're no longer chasing trends, trying to keep up, or living for someone else's approval. Instead, you're creating a life that feels right for you. And the best part, the more you build, the more confident you become. Every small victory, every step forward reinforces your belief in your own abilities. But building isn't always easy. It requires patience, discipline, and a willingness to face failure. When you're competing, it's easy to get discouraged because you're constantly comparing your progress to someone else's. But when you're building, you understand that success is a process. You celebrate the small wins because you know they're part of the bigger picture. You learn from setbacks because you see them as opportunities to improve. And here's the thing, when you focus on building instead of competing, you inspire others to do the same. You become a leader, someone who's so committed to their own growth that it motivates others to focus on theirs. You're no longer caught up in the comparison trap. You're paving your own way and encouraging others to do the same. Stop competing, start building. Because when you're building, you're in control. You're creating a future that's aligned with your values, your goals, and your vision. And nothing is more powerful than that. Turn pain into progress. Pain is inevitable. It comes in many forms: disappointments, failures, heartbreaks, and setbacks. But here's the thing about pain: it doesn't have to be a dead end. Pain has the potential to become the most powerful tool in your arsenal if you know how to use it. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. The choice is yours. Too often we see pain as something to avoid or escape. When life gets hard, we numb ourselves with distractions, bury our emotions, or blame the world for our struggles. But running from pain doesn't make it go away, it just delays the growth it's meant to bring. Pain is a teacher. It's there to show you something, to reveal your strength, your resilience, and the areas where you need to grow. The question is, are you willing to learn? Turning pain into progress starts with acknowledgement. Stop pretending it doesn't hurt. Stop acting like you're fine when you're not. Own your pain. Sit with it. Feel it. Because only when you confront your pain can you begin to transform it. When you face it head on, you take back the power it holds over you. Instead of being a victim of your circumstances, you become the author of your story. Pain also reveals what truly matters. When you experience loss, disappointment, or failure, it forces you to evaluate your priorities. What's important to you? What's worth fighting for? Pain has a way of stripping away the superficial and showing you what's real. Use that clarity to refocus your energy. Let your pain guide you toward the things that align with your purpose and values. One of the most powerful ways to turn pain into progress is to use it as fuel. Think about it. Some of the most successful people in the world didn't achieve greatness because life was easy. They achieved greatness because they turned their pain into motivation. They let their struggles ignite a fire within them. Instead of letting pain paralyze you, let it push you forward. Let it remind you of what's at stake. Let it be the reason you work harder, stay focused, and refuse to give up. But progress doesn't mean ignoring the lessons pain has to offer. It's about reflecting on what went wrong, learning from your mistakes, and making better choices moving forward. Pain often highlights areas of your life that need change. Maybe it's a toxic relationship, a bad habit, or a limiting belief. Whatever it is, use your pain as an opportunity to grow and evolve. Turning pain into progress also means finding purpose in your struggles. Your pain isn't just about you, it's about what you can do with it. How can you use your experiences to help others? How can you turn your challenges into a source of inspiration, strength, or knowledge for someone else? When you find a way to give your pain meaning, it stops being a burden, it becomes a gift. Pain is not your enemy, it's your opportunity. It's the fire that forges strength, the pressure that creates diamonds, and the challenge that builds character. When you learn to embrace it, face it, and grow from it, pain becomes the fuel for your progress. Prioritize self-mastery. The greatest battles you'll ever fight are the ones within yourself. It's not the competition, the critics, or even the challenges outside of you that hold the most power. It's your mind, your habits, and your emotions that shape your destiny. If you can master yourself, you can master anything. Self-mastery is not about being perfect, it's about being intentional, disciplined, and in control of your inner world. Start with your mind, because that's where everything begins. Your thoughts are the seeds of your actions, and your actions determine your results. But here's the problem: most of us let our minds run on autopilot. We let negative thoughts linger, self-doubt fester, and distractions dominate our focus. If you want to prioritize self-mastery, you have to take control of your mental space. Train your mind to recognize when negativity creeps in and replace it with empowering thoughts. Practice gratitude, visualization, and affirmations daily to rewire your brain for success. Your habits are the building blocks of your future. What you do consistently shapes who you become. Take a hard look at your daily routines. Are they serving you, or are they sabotaging you? Self-mastery means creating habits that align with your goals and eliminating the ones that hold you back. It's about being honest with yourself and making the tough decisions to prioritize growth over comfort. Whether it's waking up earlier, exercising regularly, or dedicating time to learning, your habits are the foundation of your success. Emotions can be the most challenging part of self-mastery. They're powerful, unpredictable, and often overwhelming. But mastering your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them, it means understanding them. Take the time to recognize what triggers you, what makes you feel anxious, or what causes you to lose focus. Once you identify these patterns, you can develop strategies to manage them. Whether it's through mindfulness, journaling, or talking to a trusted mentor, emotional mastery allows you to respond to challenges with clarity and confidence instead of reacting impulsively. Discipline is the backbone of self-mastery. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's the early mornings, the late nights, and the moments when you push yourself beyond your comfort zone. It's saying no to distractions and yes to the things that truly matter. It's not about motivation, it's about commitment. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. Self-mastery also requires self-awareness. You need to know your strengths, your weaknesses, and your triggers. You need to understand what drives you and what holds you back. This level of awareness comes from introspection and reflection. Take the time to evaluate your choices, actions, and progress regularly. Be willing to confront the uncomfortable truths about yourself, because that's where growth happens. Finally, self-mastery means taking ownership of your life. It's about recognizing that you are the only one responsible for your success or failure. It's not about blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck. It's about owning your choices, your actions, and your results. When you prioritize self-mastery, you stop being a victim of your circumstances and become the architect of your destiny. Daily discipline equals long-term success. Success isn't built in a day, a week, or even a year. It's built in the small, consistent actions you take every single day. We all want the big wins, the breakthroughs, and the results, but here's the truth: those things don't just happen. They're the byproduct of discipline, the quiet force behind every achievement. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up, putting in the work, and staying consistent no matter what. Daily discipline starts with understanding your goals and breaking them down into actionable steps. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the big picture, but success isn't about doing everything at once. It's about doing the right things consistently. What does success look like for you? Define it clearly and then create a plan to move toward it one day at a time. Your goals might feel far away now, but with daily discipline, you'll get closer than you ever imagined. The hardest part of discipline is starting, especially when you're not motivated. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll never be consistent. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't care how you feel. It's about committing to the process. It's waking up early to train, even when you'd rather stay in bed. It's choosing healthy meals when junk food is calling your name. It's saying no to distractions and yes to your priorities. Discipline isn't easy, but it's essential. One of the most powerful aspects of daily discipline is how it builds momentum. The more you stick to your routines, the more natural they become. At first, discipline feels like a grind. It takes effort, willpower, and focus. But over time, those disciplined actions become habits. They become a part of who you are. And once you've built that momentum, it's much easier to stay consistent. The hardest part is getting started, but once you do, every step forward makes the next step easier. Discipline also teaches you the value of delayed gratification. In a world that constantly pushes instant results, discipline reminds you that real success takes time. It's about planting seeds today that will grow into something great tomorrow. Think about it, no one becomes successful overnight. The athlete who wins the championship didn't start training yesterday. The entrepreneur who builds a thriving business didn't make one lucky decision. They showed up day after day, putting in the work long before the results came. Discipline isn't about immediate rewards, it's about investing in your future self. Daily discipline isn't just about doing, it's also about not doing. It's about resisting temptations, distractions, and bad habits that pull you away from your goals. Every time you say no to something that doesn't serve your vision, you're saying yes to your success. Discipline is as much about what you eliminate as it is about what you add. It's about focusing your energy on what truly matters and letting go of what doesn't. Discipline is also a mindset. It's not just about following a routine, it's about how you approach every day. It's about showing up with intention, giving your best effort, and staying committed, even when the results aren't immediate. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's not the highlight reel or the Instagram post. It's the behind-the-scenes work that no one sees but makes all the difference. It's the foundation that everything else is built on. When you commit to daily discipline, you're not just building habits, you're building character. You're proving to yourself that you can follow through on your commitments. You're developing the mental toughness to keep going when things get hard. And that toughness is what separates those who dream of success from those who achieve it. Be your own standard. In a world constantly telling you who to be, what to achieve, and how to measure success, there's nothing more powerful than defining your own standards. Too often, we allow society, family, friends, or social media to dictate our worth. We chase goals that aren't ours, compare ourselves to people we don't even know, and live by rules we never agreed to. But the moment you decide to be your own standard, you take control of your life. You stop living for others and start living for yourself. Being your own standard means understanding that success looks different for everyone. What works for someone else may not work for you, and that's okay. You're not here to follow someone else's script. You're here to write your own story. To do that, you need to get crystal clear on what matters to you. What are your values? What are your dreams? What does fulfillment look like for you? These answers will become the foundation for your personal standard, the metric by which you measure your progress and success. But let's be real, setting your own standard isn't easy. It requires confidence and courage. It's hard to go against the grain, to tune out the opinions of others, and to stand firm in your own beliefs. People might not understand your journey, and that's okay. It's not for them to understand. You're not living for their approval. You're living for your purpose. And when you commit to being your own standard, you stop wasting energy trying to meet expectations that don't align with who you are. Being your own standard also means giving yourself grace. It's about recognizing that you're human, that you'll make mistakes, and that perfection isn't the goal. When you set your own standard, you allow yourself to grow at your own pace. You're not in a race and you're not behind. You're exactly where you're meant to be. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small, and learn from your setbacks without tearing yourself down. One of the most liberating aspects of being your own standard is the freedom it brings. When you stop measuring yourself against others, you free yourself from the burden of comparison. You're no longer chasing someone else's version of success, you're creating your own. This freedom allows you to focus on what truly matters: your growth, your happiness, and your fulfillment. It's not about proving anything to anyone else, it's about proving to yourself that you can achieve what you set out to do. To live by your own standard, you need to develop self-awareness. Take time to reflect on your actions, choices, and progress. Are you living in alignment with your values and goals? Are you staying true to yourself, or are you letting external influences sway you? Self-awareness is your compass. It keeps you on track and ensures that you're living authentically. When you're aware of who you are and what you want, you can make decisions that align with your standard, regardless of what others might say or think. Being your own standard also means embracing the fact that your journey is unique. Stop looking for validation from people who don't understand your path. You don't need their approval to chase your dreams. You don't need their permission to live the life you want. Your journey is yours, and no one else's opinion can define your worth. The moment you stop seeking validation from others, you start finding it within yourself. Finally, being your own standard is about holding yourself accountable. It's about showing up for yourself every day, even when it's hard. It's about setting goals that challenge you, pushing yourself to grow, and staying committed to your vision. Accountability isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about being honest with yourself. It's about recognizing when you're falling short and taking steps to get back on track. When you hold yourself to your own standard, you take ownership of your life and your success.